Today's recipe is for creamy poblano enchiladas. And poblanos are a pepper and they have a very mild spice to them. So if you like a jalapeno level spiciness, these are more mild than that. So let's take a look at this recipe. First, you want to seed and roughly chop your poblanos. You will be blending this, and so they don't need to look pretty. They don't need to be any certain size. You just want to make sure they cook evenly and more quickly than whole. On medium-high heat, add a little bit of butter to the pan and add in your peppers. I happen to have a few onions left over from another recipe I was working on, and so I just added those in as well for some extra flavor. Stir these occasionally and cook for roughly about 8 minutes until the peppers and the onions are soft and roasted. Next, you'll add flour and stir and cook 1 more minute. This is going to be your thickening agent, which will help the sauce be a little bit more creamy and thickened. And if I would have been thinking, I would have added my garlic before I added the flour, but I totally spaced it. So adding my garlic in now and just cooking 1 more minute to get the garlic to be less than raw. And if you haven't used the device I'm holding in my hand before, this is just a garlic press. Throw the whole clove in there and press it out. I just thought that would be a quicker way to get it in the dish as quick as possible. Now you're ready to add your chicken broth. So stir constantly while adding the broth, and that will dissolve the flour that's on the peppers and onions. And then you'll want to cook this until it is thickened up. So stir it occasionally over that medium-high heat and wait about maybe 5 minutes or so. Then slowly add your milk, and I'm using my immersion blender here to blend this into a creamy sauce. So the sauce itself will be greenish and light color, and then all the peppers should be mostly blended up completely. At the very end, we're going to add a little bit of lime juice to add a little bit of brightness and tart to the sauce. If you have fresh cilantro, I'd recommend that. I didn't have fresh cilantro, so I'm just using some ground coriander, which is actually the same thing. Some people call it cilantro, some coriander. Adding a little salt to taste as well. And now we're ready to assemble. So first you want to put just a small amount of the sauce in the bottom of the pan, which will help prevent your enchiladas from getting crispy or crunchy on the bottom and sticking to the pan. And then we need to roll them. So put cooked chicken and some cheese in each tortilla, wrap it up, and put seam side down into the bottom of the casserole dish. This made about 6, and I think next time I would double it so I can cook once and eat twice. You could just wrap these up and throw them in a Ziploc bag and then put them in the freezer. And then even if you wanted to make your sauce ahead of time, I think you could do that and freeze that too. I'm going to go ahead and top the sauce here and let that soak into those tortillas and become soft. And then one final step, we're going to top it with some more cheese. All you need to do then is bake it until it's warmed through, so about 350 for 20 minutes. It was bubbly and hot and cheesy. I actually really enjoyed these. They're very mild. I think next time maybe I'd throw a jalapeno in there, just give it a little extra kick, but these were a light, smoky, creamy enchilada. So I hope you give this one a try and enjoy it as much as I did. Take care. Bye.